Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know, I have not been here in it's a little over a month because I film everything like a week in advance. Anyway, we're getting ready and I have to be quick. I need to do my makeup in like 45 minutes, but I'm getting ready to go to a wedding. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I figure while I'm getting ready, I would give you guys a little bit of like a life update, but just kind of like let you know where I've been. Because I know there's not like a lot of you here, but like I still have a fair amount of you guys that watch my videos, and I don't know, I just feel like I just want to let you know what's been going on. So I'm trying to collect everything that I want to wear for this wedding. So first and foremost, I do want to let you guys know I am a failure. I know that sounds like really dramatic, but I am. Like, I'm a failure. It's okay. I'm just gonna have to like come to terms with that. No big deal. Just, it's a bump in the road. Sorry, I'm like making sure that I have everything out that I need. Where's mine? There it is. Like, I'm low-key a little bit of a failure because I am going to be featuring some products that I just bought. Yeah. So for starters, I just want to like touch on everything that I purchased. So okay. Okay. Sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place. So baackk is closing in September. Because they're closing in September, I was like, oh my God, like I need to buy the things that I wanted to try. So first and foremost, I ordered on their website, which I ordered on a Wednesday. It arrived on a Friday. 2-day shipping. I can't complain. Like, that's almost unheard of in Canada. Anyway, so I picked up their translucent setting powder. I've heard really good things about this. I wore this yesterday. Yeah, I wore this to work yesterday and it actually looked really nice on my under eye, so no complaints there. And then I also picked up their Desert Date, right? Yeah, Desert Date Cream Multi-Stick, and I got this in the shade Dune, of course. Again, I wore this yesterday. This is really pretty. I thought it would almost be like a dupe for Phytosurgent's Scorch. It's not, but they are very similar color families. Another thing that I'm going to be wearing today, I think, is this Isamaya lip liner. I got this in the shade Maca, and then I also picked up the Refi Blur liner. I got this in the shade Umber. So the baackk stuff I ordered online directly from the baackk website, and then I got the 2 lip liners when I went to Yorkdale. So this kind of ties into like where I've been. So I was in Halifax for a night with my mom. We went out for dinner. We had a really lovely time. Also, sorry for my makeup. I'm just gonna put everything that I'm wearing in the description box. I'm not going to like talk through the steps because again, I'm in a little bit of a rush. So I just kind of want to talk about like my life happenings while I'm doing my makeup. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Anyway, so yeah, we went to Halifax, which if you go to Halifax and you're looking for a really nice steak dinner, go to Sea Smoke. Bomb. Like best steak I think I've ever had in my whole entire life. And one thing that was really nice about their food is that the vegetables that came on the side, they were like actually al dente. You know how if you go somewhere sometimes they like cook their vegetables a little bit too soft? Yeah, no, not at this place. They cook their vegetables really well. They still have like a little bit of a crunch, which I liked. They're like an Asian fusion, so they have sushi options, they have steak, they have chicken, like they have a wide variety of options, but like with an Asian touch. Really good meal. The steak came with like this teriyaki glaze dipping sauce. Oh my God, y'all, it was just so good. So that was a bomb meal. And then we also, well, I got Cow's ice cream for dessert, my mom can't have dairy, so sorry, because she really missed out on some bomb ice cream. I let her have a bite, or I told her she could have a bite because she needed to try it. I got the strawberry cheesecake and then the PEI apple crisp ice cream. Oh my god, like literally, you know that gif right now that's going around of Vanilla Mace where she's eating that donut and she's like, that was literally me when I took a lick of this ice cream cone, because you guys, it was literally as if like I ate apple crisp with a scoop of ice cream mixed into it. It was just so delicious. Like, I actually could not believe how delicious it was. So yeah, went to Halifax. Then I've been working. I work a full-time job and a part-time job, so that keeps my work week busy. If you guys ever want to see like a vlog of what I get up to in like a week, let me know. I've had a couple people tell me that like I should start vlogging like in my personal life, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I live a pretty boring and mundane life. But, like, if you've seen the drama about Hub's life, people liked his boring, mundane life until he switched up on everybody and quit his 9 to 5. So, I mean, if you want to see a vlog, I can definitely maybe try to piece together a week in my life or something. Anyway, so busy with work. Then my boyfriend and I, we went to Montreal to go to a concert. We went to the Were and Nothing tour. We mainly just went to go see Nothing, because that's the band that we both like. I used to listen to Were when I was a teen, and then I just kind of stopped listening to them. So yeah, I went to go see them, and then also visited with my boyfriend's family. So like, it was a really crazy trip, because if you don't know, New Brunswick is like 7 hours away from Montreal. So we decided that we would get an Airbnb in Quebec, just kind of like off the highway. So after the concert, we had to drive back to our Airbnb, which was like 3 hours. So we left the concert, got to the parking garage with my car at 11:30, and then had to drive 3 hours. So we got back to our Airbnb at like 3 o'clock basically. That was a whirlwind because we were both so exhausted. I did the first round of driving, and then my boyfriend picked it back up after. So then that was that weekend. So anyway, so that Sunday I came home from having like dinner and stuff with my boyfriend's family. I left early because I had stuff that I needed to get ready for the week ahead. And unfortunately, I received a text message from a friend's sister letting me know that one of my friends had passed away. So that's where I've been. Last weekend, I had to make plans to go to Ontario, because that's where I'm from originally, and then I moved to New Brunswick a few years ago. Anyway, at first it wasn't looking like I would be able to go to the funeral, but my mom offered to drive with me, which was really nice of her. So she drove me to Ontario to go to the funeral and the visitation. So while I was there, I got to see a couple of my friends, and we got to be there to lay my friend to rest. I'm really happy that I went, but it was hard, not gonna lie. So if you know, have friends that, if you're split by distance or family or anything like that, I know I'm really bad about keeping in touch with people, and it just kind of put a lot into perspective, especially the fact that like I'm 27 and my friend that passed away, he is 27, forever 27. So you don't think that people your age, especially so young, are going to pass away. And I do also want to mention that, like, he was really struggling with his mental health. So if you have somebody in your life that, you know, has some struggles, just check in on them, because sometimes they don't want to vocalize that how much they're struggling, because they feel like they may be a burden. So just check in on the people that you love. Make sure you tell them every day that you love them. The last time I saw him was a year ago, and if I had known that that would be the last time I was going to see him, I probably would have, you know, hugged him a little bit tighter. And like, normally I go to Ontario every year for Pride, so if I would have gone this year for Pride, I maybe would have seen him again. A whole lot of what ifs that you really can't think about, but of course that's where your mind goes to. So yeah, that was the most recent thing. So I left to go to the funeral Friday evening after work, and then my mom and I, we drove to Quebec, stayed the night in Quebec, and then drove the rest of the way to Ontario. I went to the visitation on Sunday, and then had the funeral on Monday, and then drove back home Tuesday. And then I had to go to work for the rest of the week, and now here we are. So that's where I've been. Of course, because I normally film on the weekends, when would I have filmed? You know, like, it just was too much. And I, like, just with everything else that was going on, it just didn't really, in the grand scheme of things, it's whatever. But I definitely did want to come on here and kind of update about that. One thing I will say is that grieving is a very interesting and difficult process, and I know probably a lot of people are like, yeah girl, no shit. But I have never really experienced loss close to me. My father passed away when I was a young kid, like, I think I was in junior kindergarten, so I would have been like 4 years of age. And I don't really have much memory. Like, I kind of remember the day that it happened. Like, I remember going to his work because my mom got a call. So she picked me up from school. We went to his work, and then, you know, found out, I guess is what you would say, about everything that happened. And then I just don't really know much after that. Like, I remember sitting with the receptionist. It's pretty much it. Like, I don't really remember the funeral. I don't think I actually went to the services. I feel like I was there for the wake, but not actually the funeral. Yeah, I was really young when my dad passed away, so I don't really have too much memory of it, but it happened. And then after that, I just haven't, I've had to put down a cat. But yeah, like, that's pretty well it. So this week has been really long, really hard. Well, actually, it's been 2 weeks. There was the week of me finding out, and then this last week that I've kind of had to go back to the real world and work. So all of that to say is that I bought myself some stuff while I was at Yorkdale because I just really needed a little bit of a dopamine hit after the funeral. Was it the funeral? No, it was the visitation. My friends and I, we went for lunch, and then we went for a quick little shop, which our server had the same name as my friend that passed away. So we all thought that that was, you know, pretty interesting, a little bit of a sign. Yeah, what else? Sorry, that's like a little bit of a damper in this video, but you know, I did want to talk about it because mental health is something so prevalent and you really just don't know. Like, people in your life, they could be so happy, smiley, you know, but you don't really fully know what's going on, especially if somebody is very private and they don't want to talk about that, you know, because they don't want people to worry. The wedding today, we are just there as guests. It's my boyfriend's cousin. He's getting married. It's an outdoor wedding, so I'm trying to make sure that, I mean, my daily makeup can stay pretty locked in anyway, but I am just adding a little bit of like an extra glam element to it. So adding a layer of the powder bronzer, I feel like, is helping with that. But yeah, y'all, that's my little where I've been update. Whirlwind of stuff, a lot of highs, a lot of lows. But one thing I can't believe is that summer, we're already in August. Today is what, August 2nd, I think. Where the heck has summer gone? Like, I know I've done a lot this summer, but like, it just hasn't really felt like summer. We've had insane heat waves here in New Brunswick, which has been really difficult to just like really want to be outside because of how humid it's been. Like, I wouldn't mind hot weather if it's just like hot and sunny and not really humid, but like, it's been humid. Like, you can't breathe when you go outside. So it just doesn't make it very enjoyable, because believe me, I love the heat. I have Jamaican blood, so I love me some warmth, but not when I cannot breathe. Like, you know what I mean? I'm hoping now I can go back to my regularly scheduled programming. Another thing though too that I do want to mention is, like, I have a lot of like content ideas written down, but then I really struggle with like actually thinking that the ideas are like good enough, or if I actually should be filming them, blah 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 blah, you know, the vibes. Like, it's just, I don't know, I guess it's like creator vlog, but like, it's not like I'm sitting up here doing anything crazy. I definitely want to make another new release video because there have been so many new releases since just filming the last one, and a lot of them are actually things that I'm like kind of interested in, and I think I'm gonna like do like a, is it on my wish list or is it on my like shit list, you know? The last time I made the new release video, it was just kind of like, I saved things that I was interested in and then talked about it, or like saved things that like were questionable, but I think I would rather just like go through the pages of these Instagrams and discuss everything that's there if I care enough to. Let me know if you think that would be enjoyable. Oh, another thing. So while I was at Eaton Center, or Yorkdale, I mean, obviously they had the Isamaya display, and one thing I will say, a lot of the products that I swatched, they are so beautiful. However, I did not think that everything was going to be as expensive as it was. So like, I think the price point for a lot of things was like $64 Canadian, and I was like, oh, okay, that is a little bit crazy. So as much as I would love to try a little bit of everything, I don't think it would be feasible. Like, I think there might be one or two things, but I just feel like if I'm gonna spend a lot of money on a makeup product, I think I'd rather it be something like a Pat McGrath palette, which those are really spendy, but like at least it's a palette that you'll have for like a really long time, you know? But like a little contour stick, I'm not paying $64 for that. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna do the eyeshadow now. So it's just gonna be like a quick little time lapse, I guess. I'm using the Patrick Top palette, and then I'll be topping it off with Lunar Lightwave from Phytosurgeons. I don't exactly know what I'm doing for my eyeshadow. I think I'm just gonna do like a quick little do like vibe, if that makes any sense. Anyway, Patrick Ta, and I think we're gonna do the warm. Well, I guess the rest of my makeup is gonna be quite warm, so I'm just gonna do the warm row. I'm wearing a black dress, but I mean, warm will be fine. So anyway. mascara now. We're literally like in the time crunch right now, y'all. I wanted to be ready by now. Like I figured the duration of this video would be exactly 45 minutes. We are at 49 minutes. So originally when I was thinking about how I wanted to wear my makeup for this wedding, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a red lip, like for sure. But then I have had a chronically dry lip area for the last like 2 months. I chewed my lips a little bit too aggressively, and then it's just been like a constant cycle of this one area's like really scabbed and dried over, and then I pick at it, and then it like is a fresh wound again, and then I pick it, and you know, so I've been trying to leave it alone, but my lips are definitely in no state to have red on them, especially a matte red lip, which this would be the perfect time for me to wear Phytosurgents. They just released new shades of their lip balm, and one of them is like this really pretty red color. So now would have been the time to wear that, because then I would have had the moisture as well as a red lip. But I did not end up shopping that release. So, also, can I just say, this mascara from Charlotte Tilbury, it's not waterproof, but it definitely has the properties of a waterproof mascara, because I wore that to the funeral and the visitation. My mascara didn't budge. I did not have mascara running down my face at all. So, if you need something, Charlotte Tilbury, it's got your back. Okay, so I think I'm going to use Mocha. I don't really know how to pronounce it because it's not like M-O-C-H, but now the lip to go over top. I don't really know. Oh, I think I'm ready, y'all. Oh, setting spray. Okay, you guys, that's the finished makeup. I really need to get my button gear so I can finish getting ready. But I'm surprised I went as pinky on the lips that I did. Maybe to just like tone it down a little bit and to add like a gloss. I'm gonna go in with this like Revlon. I don't like what that just did. Oh my god. Shouldn't have touched it. I don't know. It's whatever. It was just looking a little bit too pinky, but this is gonna have to do because I need to go. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me here today while I got ready for this wedding. I'm gonna go put the dress on, put my shoes on, put a little perfume on, put a little lotion on, and then I need to bounce. Make sure you thumbs up this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye!